stop fucking with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know this beat, it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island Season 10, Episode 5, and this episode once again was Molly Island. For the first 35 minutes, it was really just her and her connections with Mitchell, her connections with Sammy, her connections with Zachariah. It was just that being like conversations. Like, we're not seeing anybody else. Like, Catherine was basically a ghost. Like, we saw her for like maybe 5 seconds comforting Molly when she started crying about Mitchell. But before we even get into that, let's just talk about how the night went. So we see the conversation between Mitchell and Molly, and well, before that even happened, Zach was trying to give Mitchell, some type of coaching about how to like approach the situation. He's like, not try to be too much on Molly, blah blah blah.
She was closed off, but you're nowhere near closed off.
No, I'm not closed off.
I don't want to give you the energy I think you deserve when you're not going to give me any reciprocation back. I'd rather let you do your thing, and if I got to the point now where a girl come in, no one compares to you right now.
You don't know though, Mitch.
Molly, I don't want to cuddle and all that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I want to sit back and I want you to explore your options, enjoy yourself, and if I'm still there when you've done that, there we are. If not, we're not.
Okay.
Alright.
But the thing about it, like, even though Mitchell's doing too much, in his conversation when he basically confronted Molly, he was just like, if you're not going to give me 100%, I'm not going to give you 100%. And that's valid. You can't be like, okay, he was wrong to say that. But, besides the point, like, if Molly wants to explore connections, she can explore connections. But I don't see why she's crying about it later on and being like, oh, hurting somebody's feelings and, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, you were actually okay with being closed off or being fine with just getting to know Mitchell. But because the narrative of you being closed off or not really looking at other people right now, you want to switch it up and be like, oh, I can get to know other people. I kind of figured in this whole entire episode that she just likes to talk to other people. Because I don't think that she even said it herself that, as of right now, she really likes Mitchell more. But she just wants to, I guess, still talk to other people. So we hear, like, Ella basically getting her pep talk, and she's crying again, once again, to Ruchee. Everybody comforts her. And the thing is that the edit this episode is just, like, we don't even see anything about Catherine. Like, we just see Zachary and Molly, like, oh, this whole Zach-Molly situation, or there's a connection there, whatever. But, like, where is the Catherine's feelings in there? Like, we see Mitchell and his feelings, and everybody comforting Mitchell. And, like, everybody's like, oh, feel sad for Mitchell. But no one's feeling sad for Catherine. No one's, talking to Catherine. Like, the only time we hear Catherine speak is when she's talking to Mitchell, and she's like, oh, we're in the same boat, it's not a good feeling, da 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 da. And the thing about it is, like, it's only day 5. There's nothing to be doing the most over, because she did say that she's chilling, so maybe there was a conversation had that we just never really got what's on screen about. But she's just basically keeping her cool, because at the end of the day, it's early days. There's nothing really you can do about it. Like, you can't stop him or stop her from getting to know other people, you know what I'm saying? So I think Catherine's chilling, and that's what she said. But it was like ghost town. It was just basically Molly this, Molly that, Molly that. We even hear, Sammy basically said that he had a little bit more, Mitchell basically told on Molly and told Jess that, Sammy said that he had more of a connection with Molly. So Jess clocked Molly's tea and was like, I think she's playing a game. Like, she just wants to be like one of the boys, and like, she wants to like be like, oh, I can still talk to other people and blah, 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 blah. So it was so funny, because I think after hearing that Sammy had a better connection with Molly, Jess was just like, oh no, because that's the only connection that Jess has in here. So we just see more of those chats for the first 30 minutes, and I was just like, yeah, no. They all go to bed. We see a little something, another hug that Ruchee gives to Andre. Mitchell is just like, he's not going to be cuddling her in bed or anything like that. That's basically until she's ready to still, want to speak to him better. He's not going to really try to put the moves on her. So that's how it is, basically. So it's the next day, and then we see, Whitney talking to George, and, she's like, oh, George has, like, a bit of Chad and, a dark horse. And I'm just like, Whitney, please. Like, she said that her top 3 was George, Andre, and Mehdi. And I'm like, girl, please. Like, you said Mehdi was top 2. Like, just let it be Mehdi. Like, you already said that Andre was too young for you. Like, why are you talking to George? Like, please. Let it go. But we're seeing that conversation go out today. And we're just like, okay. Tyreek is messy. Like, he's been in Catherine's business since, Catherine coupled up with Zach. Like, he's been in her business because he's telling, having a chat with, Zachariah. And he's like, oh, it seems like you like Molly more than Catherine or whatever.
I feel like you're more attracted to Molly than Catherine. I feel like you haven't really given Molly the chance properly because of Mitch. But Mitch said he's taking a step back now, so now's your time to shine, bro.
Do you think you guys will have a conversation?
And then he's telling Mitchell, like, oh, Molly might likes you, like, she's gonna pick you, whatever. I'm like, so do you like Catherine, or, like, are you friends with her? Like, do you want the best for her? Like, why are you telling Zach that, oh, there's a better connection with Zach and Molly than Zach and Catherine? Like, what? And then he had the audacity to come talk to Mitch and be like, oh yeah, Molly still likes you. Like, so what is it? Like, this man is too messy. Like, he just be like, and his only chats is always about Molly, Zach, or Catherine. Like, that's his only chats. Like, he not talking about anything else. Like, he already know that he has, Ella on lock. Because after that day with Sammy and seeing how Sammy looked, he was just like, okay, he has Ella on lock. He don't really need to be stressing right now. So he thinks everything's cool for him. So he's really just chaotic behavior. He's Messyville. Like, I already clocked that. So then we get a text, and it was basically like the girls are gonna be the ones picking for the recoupling. So everybody's stressing, and like, all the guys are stressing because obviously Mitchell's just like, if Molly picks me, that reinforces our relationship. We even hear Zachariah's like, me and Catherine are going well, and like, oh, I picked her to let her know that I was interested, and da-da-da-da. So if she picks me, that like reassures me and whatnot. Something like that, he said. I'm just like, the entire episode was just him and Molly, and like barely little to no him and Catherine. Like, the only thing we got in this episode is that he told Catherine goodnight, beautiful. And I'm just like, that did not move me at all, okay? That did not move me at all. Because I need to see you having a one-on-one chat, basically letting her know, like anything, like show, like let her know, okay, you chatting to Molly. But I think the whole Molly and Zachariah thing is kind of dead. Like, the producers want you to think it's something big, but I don't think it's anything to really be worrying about, because they're chatting, yes, but like, if it's really a situation that you're really, really considering, you would have seen the other side of that person, having that chat with that person. The fact that it didn't make the cut is very telling, because I'm just like, it would have been very important to see you tell somebody, Molly pull Catherine and be like, okay, I'm trying to get to know Zachariah, or Zachariah pull Catherine and like actually see that on screen. Like, even though she knows, because I mean, I guess, Catherine's like, they're in the same boat or not, it would have been nice to see on screen. But the fact that we didn't see it it seems like it's a non-factor at this point. Like, I don't see as a factor is going to really do too much damage. So we also see, you know, Mehdi like trying to talk to Andre, see like where his head is at with Ruchee. He's like, oh, I've been seeing you guys hug before bed and whatnot. Like, is there anything there? And to be honest, I don't think Andre really likes Ruchee like that, but it's a nice little friendship thing that's going on. And I guess Ruchee really likes Andre, so she's like very happy, you know. She's a shoulder to cry on, like she's fine. So there's the recoupling. We finally get the recoupling because this episode was really kind of dead. It was just Molly Island. I'm just like, no. Kind of over it. It's just like, we already saw that last episode. We don't need to see that again this episode. So the first person who went first in the recoupling was Ella. And obviously she picked Tyreek. And they're coupled together. Everybody's happy. Blah, 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 blah. Next person was Ruchee. Ruchee went second and she picked Andre. So I'm kind of like, okay. It was basically, obviously, like I said, Ruchee. Like I said, episode 1, Ruchee, you know. But I don't think Andre really feeling Ruchee like that. But we will have to see. Then next was Catherine. And, you know, she picked Zachariah. And, you know, he was like, oh, it was a lovely speech and whatnot. And I was like, okay, you know, maybe, I don't know. It was something, you know, they're still coupled up together. So I see people being like, oh, Catherine shouldn't have picked Zachariah, but like, Ruchee picked Andre. Like, who else was Catherine supposed to pick? Like, be for real. Who else Catherine was supposed to pick? Ruchee picked Andre. That was the only other connection that Catherine made in that villa. Who else was she supposed to pick? Sammy? George? Mehdi? Like, be for real. Like, no one else was Catherine supposed to pick other than Zachariah. Like, no matter how we feel, there was no logical person else than Zachariah to pick. So, I'm, like, seeing people be like, oh, Catherine needs to open her eyes and blah, blah, blah. Or Catherine sticking with Zach. Like, it was kind of obvious. Like, this was the obvious decision here. Anyway, after Catherine, it was Molly, and Molly picked Mitchell. So I'm like, Molly did all of that in that episode to be like, oh, I don't want to be seeing clothes off of Mitchell, blah, 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 blah. Like, Molly had a connection with Sammy, so if she wanted to see that connection with Sammy, she could have coupled up with Sammy. She still picked Mitchell and ended up with Mitchell. Jess went next after Molly, and she ended up picking Sammy. And then it went down to Whitney, who had the decision between George and Mehdi. So obviously we see Whitney was like, oh, she's feeling George or whatever. But I mean, we've been seeing from yesterday's episode and the previous episode before that, you know, Whitney and Mehdi had chats. You know, it seemed like some good banter. Like, it seemed like something was there. You know, even though it's not going to be long lasting, that's the best, you know, placeholder you could have had right now. And Whitney ends up picking Mehdi, obviously.
Mehdi.
So that leaves George out of the villa. He's dumped from the island. You know, George is out. And we have our couples, which are Tyreek and Ella, Ruchee and Andre, Catherine and Zachariah, Molly and Mitchell, Whitney and Mehdi, and Jess and Sammy. And that was basically the episode. We did not get a first, not a first look. We didn't get no previews because that was it. George left the villa. Everybody was like, hugging him, sad, whatever, And George was kind of real on the way out. He was like, I got a free suitcase and a water bottle. Like, that's it. But yeah, I have to see a little bit more of what's going on. We still have the unseen bits tomorrow. In bits, we might see more conversations that were had that we've never seen before, because Catherine, is very much a pivotal person in a lot of the shenanigans that were going on, and we did not see her side at all. So I mean, like, we don't see no chats. We don't even see her chatting with nobody. Okay, we might see backgrounds. Like, okay, she's in the background. Like, I think today we saw her in the background, and, you know, Zachariah laying on Catherine's lap. And I'm like, because the thing is, what Zachariah said that was just, like, so off was he was like, oh, something about, you know, his chats with Molly kind of felt natural or not forced or something like that. So it kind of refers to other people, like, does it mean that your chats with Catherine are forced? Like, what are you talking about? But then he goes on before the recoupling being like, oh, you know, if she picks me, this and this and this. Like, I don't know what's going on between them. I don't know really what's going on, because the past 2 days it's been crickets. So if we don't see nothing, not unseen bits tomorrow between them, then please send somebody in for Catherine, please. Like, the next episode really is going to be on Sunday night. So anyway, guys, if you like the video, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, comments, and concerns. And you haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.